Happy Friday, beautiful souls. This is Shamama hunting out with a new message for us for this week. I always want to start by thanking you all for liking, subscribing, sharing the videos here on YouTube, as well as the daily card reads on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Please, you guys, hit the follow button, hit the notification and the subscribe button, please. Add your energy to this tribe. And follow the daily card reads because they do really, really help you guys tremendously in the day-to-day process of our journey. I also want to thank you guys for checking out my Etsy shop. For those of you who have been generous and supportive enough to reach out and actually purchase things, thank you. The reviews have been really good, and I appreciate you all taking the time to support me. And I just want to say that I'm glad that you're enjoying the products, and you know, I made them solely with the purpose for helping expand your spiritual practices, to help in your healing, to raise your vibration, and really just to open you up to higher levels in your spirituality. So check that out, you guys. All the information on how to get a hold of me, you guys, for healing sessions, for card readings, for spiritual guidance, for the essences, all of that stuff is in the box below the video. And I also want to say, you guys, I totally forgot, but the end of May, a month ago, we have been here for 2 years. So I just want to say happy belated anniversary to all of us that are part of this tribe and this family. So I love you guys, and thank you always for being here. For 2 years now we've been here, you guys. So it's been a hell of a journey, and I am so happy that that we're here together. So okay, what's been happening this week? A lot for me. Purging a tremendous amount of old energy from my system. Kind of like what it's been, and I mean physically purging, like vomiting, crying, sweating, being in physical like anguish and pain. Actual physical purging of old energy. Kind of like what they showed me, the best way to describe this to you is like after winter when you have a fireplace and a chimney in your house. And I've never had one, so I'm just assuming that this is how it works because this is kind of how they're showing me to explain it, is that you burned fires all winter long in your fireplace, in your chimney. And so you've been able to clean out the bottom, the fireplace in your house. Like that's all nice and neat now that summer's here and it's all clean and tidy. You've gotten all the ash and shit out. But now the whole chimney part is full of soot and ash and just residual sticky gooey crap, right? So that needs to be cleaned. It needs to be flushed. And basically that is what I went through this past weekend. And this past week was an actual, you know, cleaning out of all the plumbing. Like literally it felt like degunking the plumbing. And I can tell you, I felt so much lighter after all of this. Physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. And I was able to open that space up that was being clogged up with all this old, just icky tar-like stuff, flush it clean and open it up to bring a new positive love energy, which was amazing. With that came up some purging of, or triggering, I should say, of rejection. Rejection in my female relationship with two of my friends, in which I felt kind of left out of something, which was kind of silly and, you know, ridiculous, but it's how I felt, so it wasn't really silly and ridiculous. But I was able to address it. I was able to instead of being reactionary, you know, be peaceful and calm and cool and explain my feelings and be vulnerable and work through that whole process with them and speaking my truth and stepping up, which is something that in the past when my feelings have been hurt or I felt excluded or left out or abandoned or rejected, like I would just kind of slink away into a corner. And this time I didn't, and really It was amazing because all it was a miscommunication. So hurt feelings weren't necessary and the air was cleared, and it was a huge learning and growing moment. It was a great teaching moment. The other thing that came up for me this week, and this came out of a dream I had Tuesday night, was a big fear. And I'm going to say fear purge because it was a big fear purge. I had a dream on Tuesday night, the night before the full moon, that my twin was here. And actually in the dream I was sleeping and I thought I heard my front door, like somebody knocking at the door. And I was asleep and I woke up in the dream and I was like, holy fuck, was that the door? And I'm like, yeah, it was. Okay, what? And I hustled down my stairs and I got to the front door and I opened the door and I flew the door open and my twin was standing there. And I was so excited and so happy, you guys, and I was smiling. And then all of a sudden, this wall of fear just whoosh. And I grabbed the doorknob and I closed the door and I locked it and I ran back up my stairs and I ran back to bed. And I went, what the fuck was that all about? And I woke up. And I woke up. And I went, okay, what the hell was that all about? And I mean, I have not felt fear about my twin in forever. But this was a different kind of fear. This was a fear of like, holy fuck, he was really here. And I knew it was it. Like in the dream, when I ran downstairs and opened the door, I knew this was union happening. And I said, okay, so now I need to sit down and think about all of this, because what did this mean for me? And I realized that the fear that I'm holding on to currently is the fear of, I am fearful of what union is going to mean or what it is going to look like in my physical 3D world. And I mean the actual day-to-day runnings of my 3D world. How is it going to affect how I live my life, you know, moment to moment, day to day, second to second? You know, am I going to have to, you know, obviously I'm going to have to take on new responsibilities and changes and things. And there was this fear of losing part of myself and going back to the codependent way of living that I used to live. That was my fear. My fear was that now that he was here, I would have to give up who I've become. And I realized that I don't ever have to do that. That it goes back to, and for those of you who are new to the channel, go back to about a year ago, Christmas time-ish. Last year, Christmas, not this past one, the year before. I had done a video about what union looks like. And I used Venn diagrams. And you know what? Fuck it. Let me see. I got a piece of paper. And I'm going to do a really poor drawing of what union looks like. But hang on, guys. All right, so there's this. And there's this. And then there's this. Hang on. Give me a sec, you guys. And then there's this. And excuse my circles. Okay, and I'm going to draw this out. Okay, so I hope you guys can see this. I don't know if you can. But this is just a little rough drawing of what I showed you guys about a year ago. This is what union looks like. Union is the divine masculine, okay? And the divine feminine, each having their own space, their own world, yet coming together in union, in a common area. That does not mean that the divine feminine completely encompasses the divine masculine, and that does not mean that the divine masculine completely encompasses the divine feminine. We each keep, okay, this is the important part. We each keep our own individual parts, but parts of us overlap, okay? And that's what union looks like. Union means that I, Christine Shamama, maintain who I am and what I do, okay? I just incorporate a piece of myself, not all of me, a piece of me. And my twin does the same thing, and we overlap in that area, okay? I do not lose myself completely. And that's something that we've all been guilty of in the past. So for me, it was realizing and remembering that I have grown, that there is nothing to fear, because I'm my own person. I have my own life. I have my own things to do, my own objectives, and I am willing to share in my experience with someone else, but I am not willing to lose myself in my experience ever again. And that's really important for the Divine Feminine. It's also very important for the Divine Masculine to understand that, because a lot of what has happened in is that the Divine Masculine has either been forced by the relationships that they are in to lose themselves completely in their karmic relationships, or their karmic partner has done that and lost themselves completely in those relationships. So we are healing and clearing what is coming forward. Like, we're kind of like setting the path. So that's why I kind of named this all dress rehearsal, this video, you guys, because I feel like, and I think I talked about this in the last video, that we've come to a place where this is a whole nother book in the series, okay? You know, we have made this tremendous shift. We have done this tremendous healing, and we are at this final stage. We are taking our final stage. We are dress rehearsing. We are putting on our costumes, checking the lights, the choreography, the testing out everything, doing that practice run. So we're ready on opening night. And opening night is soon. Union is opening night. And it is happening, and it is coming. And you know, and I'm not telling you this so you can focus on it or harp on it or worry about it. I'm saying it only because it is the truth. It is the truth. The Divine Masculine, and the best way I can, you know, the best example I have of this, you guys, to be honest with you, is something that happened yesterday with my son. And some of you know, some of you don't know, I have like big kids, and my son is 16 and a half years old, incredibly old soul. Oh my God, this kid is wise beyond wise, old beyond old. He is like a little 90-year-old man in a 16-year-old's body. He is so wise, and so he's just such a great kid. And yesterday he was in the midst of having a moment, shall we say, and it started at like 6 in the morning with his moment of feeling really bad about himself, his life, his existence, and really feeling like he was having a breakdown. And so I told him to come in and talk to me, and we sat in my room, and I tried, you know, I was working very hard to be, you know, just listen, hold space and listen. And what was the most amazing, beautiful part of what came out of yesterday, well, there's a couple of things, but one of the coolest things was my son said to me, and I quote this as close as I can, "You know, Mom, I'm woke. I'm woke." And I said, "You mean like awake?" And he said, "Yeah." He's like, "I'm woke to what is happening in the world." And right then and there, I realized that I was sitting in front of the Divine Masculine and what they have been going through. And here was my 16-year-old son, you know, representing for the masculine collective for me. And I was able to see the pain, the turmoil, the true, like, they don't know where their lives are going. The pressure, the responsibility, the desire and the need to succeed, and how they feel like everything is riding on this. And this is what the Divine Masculine is going through. Wanting to change, wanting to make a difference, knowing that they're being pulled in a certain direction and not being sure how to make the shift, okay? Now, while I sat there and talked to my son, and I hope this is helping you guys. I think it will when I get to the moral of all of this. So while I was sitting there talking to my son, I realized I like started to problem solve with him. Okay, well, you know, and I was listening to him and I'm like, okay, well, we could do this, you could do that, you could do, and he was getting more and more frustrated. And what I realized after now he was frustrated and my feelings were starting to get hurt, because nothing I could say was helping him, I just shut up. And I gave him a hug. And I said to him, you know, there's nothing that I can do or say to fix your situation for you. You know, you're being taken through this path and so on and so forth because there's something here for you to learn. And all I can do for you is love you through what you're going through. So I sat there with him and I basically just asked him, like, how can I best serve you in your moment, in your crisis? What is it that you need? I stopped thinking about what I thought he needed. And I just asked him straight up, what did he need from me in that moment? And what I realized in through this was that all he needed was for me to hold that space, that loving space for him, and be support for him. I didn't need to fix the problem at all. And I realized that that is where we are moving in our relationship with the Divine Masculine. It is not our job to fix what they bring. It is not our job to take on their pain, because for a moment I wanted to do that too with my son. I just wanted to make it all better for him. I wanted to end his suffering, because who wants to see their kids suffer or anybody that they love suffer? But what I realized was my only job was to love and hold that space of compassion and understanding for where he was. That's all I needed to do. And that's what we need to do for our Divine Masculine at this moment and at every moment in the future, okay? Ask them what they need. So ask them how we can best serve them. As we too, when we need something, need to let the people around us know how they can best serve us and what we need at that time. So that was another lesson in learning. So I hope this is all making sense, because I kind of feel like I'm kind of getting lost a little bit, you guys. But I think so. So yeah, okay. What else did I want to talk about? All right, so this is dress rehearsal. We are practicing. We are practicing. My point of talking about my son also is pay attention to the experiences and the things that are going on in your world right now. The relationships and the things and the interactions that are happening, because these are your dress rehearsals. These are your practice runs, your practice sessions, you know, your fine-tuning the details. So you know when you get to where you're going in union that you're going to know how to handle all of these things, okay? That's what we're doing. We're working through all these things. We're practicing. And practice makes perfect, as we know, you guys. All right, what else do I want to talk about? Is there anything else I wanted to talk about? Staying in your heart expansion, always. Our gifts are also expanding right now. Lots of crown chakra stuff coming in that needs to be filtered, okay? That's what they're showing me. So they're asking for you guys to really get your bodies moving a little bit. Peaceful, calm, quiet, but soothing motion. Soothing motion will help bring in everything that is filtering through us at this time. All right. What else do I want to talk about? I've got a card reading, and I think we're going to talk about that next. Okay, yeah. All right, so the cards that I used, you guys, are the Psychic Tarot of the Heart, John Holland, and Heal Yourself reading cards, okay? And this came out really interesting too. So all I asked was for a message from the Divine Masculine to the Divine Feminine. Because right now, the Divine Feminine knows what's going on with us. That's mostly who watches these videos. And we know where we're at. We know we are clearing. We know we are practicing. We know we are quote unquote perfecting our technique, shall we say. And we are clearing a tremendous amount of energy. We are being upgraded and we are being shifted into a new, completely new part of this journey. Okay, someplace we ain't never been before, you guys. New territory, uncharted waters. But for the masculine, they needed to share a message to let us know where they're at, okay? To help give us hope, to help give us a little bit more inspiration and faith. So the first card for the Divine Masculine that we got is Embrace, okay? And to me, as soon as this card came flying out of the deck, the masculine said that they are embracing. They are embracing the awakening, okay? Again, if you guys check the cards for today, the theme for today are these open hands, okay? Open arms, open hands. Being open, allowing. The Divine Masculine wants the Divine Feminine to know that they are embracing. They are seeing the light. They are feeling this growth coming up, okay? They're feeling the change. They are open to it. The Divine Masculine also wants you to know that they are overjoyed in the transformation that the Divine Feminine has made in embracing her part in this journey and all of the work that the Divine Feminine has put in. The Divine Masculine is recognizing this, you guys. The Divine Masculine is recognizing this because they are now feeling what the Divine Feminine felt a few years ago when we started the process in a deep way. So they are recognizing what you, the Divine Feminine, have been through, as well as what they are now embarking upon, okay? They are embracing this. They are hearing their messages. And they are feeling the push. They are willing to embrace divinity. Okay, this is the 21 and this is the 3. That's the Holy Trinity. They are embracing their divinity. What else they want you to know, and this is great, you guys. And I want you guys to pay attention. I'll go over the numbers in a minute, but these numbers are really kind of interesting, you guys, the way they came out. So they also want you to know, okay, the Teach card came out, that they are listening, you guys. They are paying attention. They are being taught. They are seeking the information, okay, to figure out what's going on with them. They are actually looking to teachers. Not the teachers that we look to, not Shamama and probably, and not, you know, whoever else on YouTube doing their videos, whatever. They are looking to people that have been placed in their 3D world, okay? There are instrumental angels, earth angels, in your Divine Masculine's world that are guiding them, that are opening them up and are teaching them. Not necessarily about the twin flame journey, but about the journey to themselves, okay? And into awakening. And they are listening, you guys. They are listening to what is being shared. They are being taught, okay? And they are loyal to this. Here's a little doggy in the picture, you guys, too. They are loyal to the teachings. They are resonating with what is being shared with them because it's being taught to them in their own way, lingo. And that brings me back to the story about my son just for a moment, because when I sat there with my son the one thing I recognized and realized was we were saying the exact same things, he and I, but because the terminology was different, he was resistant to me teaching him through my words. But we were saying the same things. And when I changed the dialect, when I changed the lingo and used his words, he understood. He was able to learn from that, okay? That's what's happened with the masculine. They're hearing things in the way they need to hear them, not in the way we share them, okay? So they are learning, you guys. They are open to the teaching. Okay, so the next card we have that the Divine Masculine wanted the Divine Feminine to know is that they are coming. Okay, things are coming together. They are holding the space behind us. They are coming up behind us and supporting us in everything that is going on right now. Okay, they are there. They are there. They are there. Most of you can feel your masculine very strongly right now in the 5D, supportive around you. Okay. They are working. They are learning. Okay, you guys? They are embracing, they are learning, and they are coming forward, okay? The heart is healing. The love is being felt. The Divine Masculine also wants you to know that they are working toward reaching out, okay? They know and they see you, Divine Feminine, waiting, patiently waiting to hear something, okay? Continue your patience. They want you to know they are going to reach out. They want to reach out, okay? But they still kind of feel like they've got to kind of learn a little bit more first, okay? But they have every intention of bringing this together and reaching out to you, Feminine. So continue. Okay? The Divine Masculine also wants the Divine Feminine to continue to be patient with them. Okay? Be present in your world, Divine Feminine. Practice presence, and in presence, you can be patient. Okay? The Divine Masculine recognizes how patient the Divine Feminine is being and is continuing to ask for more patience. Okay? The last piece that the Divine Masculine wants the Divine Feminine to know is that all of this is bringing joy and stability. Okay? It's bringing joy and stability on all levels to our relationships. This is what they're working toward, is the joy and stability in their lives. Okay? Now, the last card I have is the Divine Masculine's healing card. And then I'm going to go over the numbers real quick. The healing card we got for the Divine Masculine is home. And this talks about clearing the patterns of the wounded child, going back into their home lives, the karmic stuff, the wounds, okay? Examining what has gone on and healing it, fixing it, and moving forward, working their way toward home, okay? Healing their home, coming back to where they belong. So, now what I want to talk about with you guys is the numbers on these cards, because this is what was crazy to me. Was, okay, so the first card we got was the 21, which is a 3, right? Which is the Trinity. Then we've got the Reaching Out card, which is also a 3, okay? Then we've got the Coming Together card, which is 2. So now we've got a 23, right, guys? Great. Now we've got the Patience card, which is a 23, okay? So we've got a 23, which is a 5, patience, change. We've got Coming Together and Reaching Out, which gives us a 23, which is a 5, which is more change. Okay. Then we've got the home card, which is a 35, which is a 3 and a 5. We've got a lot of repeats going on here, you guys. Okay. So a lot of this is Spirit, the Trinity, working to create the change. Okay. Working with Spirit and our divinity to create the change. And the change is coming. And the change is here. So the last thing I want to talk about, and it's just kind of a thought for the day going into your weekend, is I want everybody to just take some time this weekend and just reflect on how things are going in your life and how you are leading by example and teaching through your ability to lead by example. And I just want everybody to think about at their interactions in all relationships with everybody that they come into contact with. And I guess the reflective moment is at the end of the day, when we look back at the course of our day, the people that we touched, did we leave them better or worse in our life, like in their lives? So I don't know if that makes sense, but it's more like, after interacting with someone, do you leave them in a better place or do you leave them in a worse place? And if you leave them in a better place, then you're doing your part and you're teaching. And that's what matters. So this weekend, you guys, try to be present in the fact of, what's the mark you're leaving on people that you interact with? You know, are you leaving them in a place of love and light and joy and happiness? Even if you have to trigger them and help them move through their healing. But is it from a place of love? Are you really giving? Are you really helping people grow and expand? Or are you trying to, you know, make people see things your way or use your words or do things your way? I don't know. This is kind of a weird video, you guys, I think, right? And I guess these are just kind of the thoughts that I've been left to kind of leave you guys with for the weekend. And be strong and have faith and keep practicing, you guys. You know, like I said, there are no mistakes. Know that at this moment, every single thing in your life, every experience, every interaction is divinely orchestrated. What is happening in your experience right now is the way it's supposed to be. So it's kind of like why I'm feeling like this video is kind of wonky. Like, I feel like it's supposed to be kind of wonky because nothing is perfect. And it's in the imperfections that it is perfect. And you just have to embrace all of who we are, and fuck it if we mess up, if we do something wrong, or if we think it's wrong, or if we're worried about people judging us, the hell with it, you guys. Just be love. Just be love and share your light and share your freaking message and make a difference. Make a difference. Even if it's for one person today, make a difference. Check out my Etsy shop, you guys. Go to my Shamama Hunting Owl page. You know, if you guys need sessions, whatever, reach out, hit me up. I love you guys so much. I am sending you all so much love and light. Gratitude and blessings, always, beautiful souls. Thank you for bearing with me with this video, and I love you guys so much. And we'll talk soon. Have a great week. I love you guys. Bye-bye.